but let's go back and let's go through the test. Okay, test number 1. Let me get it ready here. Okay. Here's, let's see. I need to share screen. Okay. All right, here's the first test. Okay, so number 1, the first sign in sentence 1 is what? A, a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number.
B.
B as in boy, yes, a pronoun. The first sign in sentence 1 functions as 1, a subject, A, a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
I see A's.
Yes, A, subject. Okay, the second sign here, okay, is, second sign in sentence 1 is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number.
I see A's.
Yes, correct. The second number 4, the second sign in sentence 1 functions as a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
I see C's.
Yes, correct. Number 5, the third sign. Okay, let's get to the third sign so you can see it. Okay, the third sign, this one, have. Is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number.
I see Yami saying C.
Yes, C, a verb. The third sign in sentence 1 is functions as a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
B as in boy.
Yes. The fourth sign and the sentence. This is the fourth sign. Cursor is not moving properly. Fourth sign in sentence 1 is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number.
I see D.
Yes, correct. And the fourth sign in sentence 1 functions as a subject, predicate, an object, none of the above.
None of the above. D.
No. C, yes,
C.
it's part of
C.
the object. It's object part 2. Part 2. Check your notes. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, hold on. All right, now. Okay, get question number part 2, test 2 out. Okay, part 2 of 2 parts. This is the sentence. Mongo eat how. Okay, sign for first sign in sentence 2 is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, none of the above.
Sorry, sir, can we scroll up to number 1?
Hold on. So, noun, pronoun, verb, or none of the above. Mongo?
Yami saying, are we on number 8?
No, we're on test 2, number 9.
Sorry.
I can
Number
go
9.
back to test 1 if you want.
Sorry. What we see is number 8 on the screen.
Well, let me try again. Maybe it didn't change. All right, now do you see number 8 or number 9?
Yes.
Okay. All right, the first sign in sentence 2, the sign for Mongo is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, none of the above.
I see A's.
That's correct. And the first sign in sentence 2, Mongo functions as a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
I see A.
Mongo is going to eat something, huh?
C.
C, yes, an object. We went over this sentence before, I remember. Maybe not this example, but. Okay, the second sign in the above sentence, eat. Second sign, eat, is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, none of the above.
I see B.
B, correct. All right. That was number 12, right? Number 13, the last sign, the third sign, how. Is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, none of the above.
I see D as in dog.
That's correct. Now the next sentence, 14, when I first did this, Like was a verb, like. Okay? Like. So if you want to make like a negative sign, you add a negative after the verb, you add a negative sign before the verb, or you use a different verb. So if you had this sentence, Mongo like or like who, then how would you make that sentence negative? Would you say like not, or not like, or use a different verb?
Yami and Peebs is saying C.
See, yes, you use this verb for don't like. But because the example, I changed the example and forgot to change the question, that won't be counted. If you answer the question for this sentence, I don't think you can make it negative. No, can't make it negative. How do you not eat a mango? I'm sorry. Okay, so don't worry. Sentence 5 is a statement, A, question, B, C, command, D, other type of sentence.
I see B.
B, a question. 16, how do we know the answer? Through A, word order, B, non-manual expression, C, question word, D, all of the above.
I see C and D and B.
C and what?
B and D.
Okay,
Makes
I have to
sense.
look at those answers. Basically, the answer for this question is C. I don't think all of the above is correct because I don't think that word order makes a difference here. But we can discuss that. Okay. All right. So why did people say, some people say B and C or only B?
There was one that said B, one that said D.
D. Okay. B by itself would not be the correct answer because you have a question word there. You have the word how. So if you checked B and C, then that could be right. But A, B, and C, if you check D, that's not right. Okay? So anyone want to stop sharing and we can discuss that?
Peebs has his hand up.
Yes, peeps.
Okay. I was in the middle between C and D. I knew that A wasn't it because of the question. It was a question,
Mm-hmm.
right? Eat or mango eat how question.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hold on, I have to get off for a second. So I'll come back on. I'm sorry. So we finished with test 2. I think Peeps had a comment the last time we were talking.
Artie's raising his hand, Dr. Woody.
Marvin? Yes? Okay, yeah.
Dr. Woody, I believe it was, sorry,
A was
which one was it?
B.
Sorry. Trying to figure out what number.
14,
Oh.
I think.
So question word was C, and then C was the right answer, but B was also discussed, saying that it was also right. Is that correct?
Well, the best answer, hold on a second, let me pull the file up. The best answer is C. Peebs, I'm going to talk about Peebs's question after we finish with yours, Marvin. Okay. This is why not. Sorry, this is wrong one. Let me try again. Sorry, 16. So let me pull this up. All right. So let me make it a little bigger. It is bigger. Okay. Number 16. The answer to question 15, the fact that it's a question, can be known through word order, non-manual expression, question word, or all of the above. So you picked non-manual expression, Marvin?
WH.
WH? I'm sorry, Marvin, I couldn't get.
I picked B, sir. I picked B.
Okay. Why did you pick B? Why did you pick B?
Because how is expressed in the face. So I thought, initially it would be C, but because of the face and that it was a WH question. I mean, Shaq told me now the reasoning why it's C, but I thought that we said that also there was a possibility that B is also an answer.
Well, if you picked B and C together, that wasn't possible on the test. So, okay, for now, I won't count this question unless you answered C. If you answered B, or like Peebs, you answered all of the above, D, I'm not going to count the answer against you or for you. We'll just take off a smaller number of points. So I think, I can't remember what the total is, but if the total is 34 points, then you'll only be counted on 33 points. 33 points would be 100. I'm not sure I'm explaining that clearly. I'm just going to ignore that question. Anyway, let me look at the test and I'll get back to you probably tomorrow. Everybody on question 16, and I'll let you know. I'm not going to take off for that. Peebs, can you come back on again? I can't see. Okay, so yeah, I think you could argue that word order and non-manual expression and question words are important, but I think probably they're not equally important. Because if you were going to have a question, if you're going to have just non-manual expression, okay, probably I should have said A, word order, B, non-manual expression, C, question words, D, none of the above. It would have been clearer when I answered the question. Okay, but when you have in English, if you have only word order, it's a typical way to ask questions in spoken languages. So I am going, are you going? You change the word order only. Okay, so that's what we typically think about being the most important thing for asking questions. English changes the word order. A non-manual expression only would be something like eat only, and then a question word would tend to be the other way you can ask questions. So anyway, it wasn't a good question. So I'm not gonna count off for that, but I'll try to explain this more when we go through, that there are certain ways in which you ask questions. And generally, you can change word order is the main focus. It's generally not more than one of those. We pick the one that's most prominent. So I think normally linguists would argue that because you have a question word, you have a change in word order, but the word order itself doesn't normally signal a question in sign languages. Does that make any sense or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll talk about this later, but I won't count questions 14 and 16. Sorry, I thought I had a good question for 16, but not good question, because it's ambiguous. You can answer in more than one way. Okay. So Marvin, also, when we look at B and C, C is probably more important than B. The fact that you have a question word. Okay, but the question is not a good question, so I won't count it. You know, teachers make mistakes too. Okay. All right. So, okay, let's look at then question, test number 3. Okay. Here is the sentence. Sentence 3. So basically, your close friend, is your close friend a man or a woman? Can you see the full text? Because part of my screen is showing over the text.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, all right. So then the first sign, which is you, in sentence 3 is A, a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, or D, a number.
B
Yes.
or B.
Number 18, the first sign in sentence 3, you, functions as a subject, a predicate.
Sorry, we're having technical problems here. This interpreter can't. Can you hear? Okay. Can you hear, Miss Amber? One moment, please, sir.
Okay.
Okay, let me switch. Go ahead, number 18, sir.
Okay, 18, the first sign in sentence 3, this is the first sign, functions as A, a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, none of the above.
I see A's.
Yes, that's correct. Now, it's not the complete subject, but it doesn't function as anything else other than a part of the subject. So I'm not sure I explained that clearly before, but anyway, for the future. Okay, the second sign in sentence 3, which is close friend, is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number.
I see A and C.
A, that's correct. And the second sign in sentence 3 functions as a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
I see B and C and A.
Oh, how is it a predicate? Guess.
Sorry,
Oh,
Yami just guessed. Okay.
yeah, okay. Why, Jasmine, why is it a subject? Jasmine, did you see?
So the sign close, right,
Yeah.
is related to the subject.
Yes.
Sorry.
So it's part of a noun phrase, which is a subject. So you, close friend. Okay, now this is the next one is a little tricky. Number 19, no, number 20. This, whoops, sorry, no, that's okay. 21, the third sign in sentence 3. So the third sign in sentence 3 is man. Okay, can you see? Man. Now, you may not use that sign for man, but that's all I had available. So that sign man, is it a noun? Sorry. A noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number. A,
I
it's a
see
noun.
A's. A.
Okay? But now, what does it function as? Number 22.
I see B's.
B, yes, it functions as a predicate noun. Okay? Or you can also have a predicate adjective. The teacher is tall. Tall. In English, we have the verb is, but in signing and many other languages, we don't have a verb to be. We just say man tall. Okay, so that functions as a predicate, even though it's an adjective. Okay, so the answer to number 22, the third sign in sentence 3, which is man, functions as be a predicate. Okay, and 23, the fourth sign in sentence 3 is A, noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number, B.
I
Sorry,
see,
A.
I
Sorry.
see
A, yes, A is correct. Sorry, I said B by mistake. Okay, and the fourth sign in sentence 3 functions as A, a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
B.
B, correct. Okay, now sentence 25. Sentence 3, your close friend, is your close friend a man or a woman? Is A, a statement, B, a question, C, a command, D, other type.
I see B and A. One A from men. But everybody else B and Yami C.
No, command would be you go get a male friend, go get a female friend, telling you what to do. Not C, B. Okay, now this is a little unclear here, but it may help you with the book. The answer to question 25 can be known through A, word order, B, non-manual expression, C, question word, D, all of the above.
I see B and C and A. Sorry, and now
Okay.
I see D and C. Sorry, we're on number 26, sir.
Yes.
So I'm seeing D's, C's, and a B and an A.
Okay, so B and A is what you're seeing, right?
I see one of all. It's all over the place.
Okay.
I have some
All right.
A, some B, some C, some D.
How can word order tell us it's a question? Now, in the other sentence that Peebs was talking about, the word order is different. In this sentence, the word order for a statement and a question is exactly the same. Right? The word order, subject, predicate. If not, tell me. I can't see everybody, so can the interpreters help with who's asking or who's commenting?
I'm just seeing them saying, then I guess it's B. Peeps is saying B. Jasmine saying it's B then.
Yeah. And this is,
yeah, I'm saying I missed the sign. I missed the last part. I missed what was said. What was the last thing you said, Dr. Woody?
I said, okay, I asked the question 26. So let's go back again. The answer to question 25, the fact that it is a question, can be known through A, word order. B, non-manual expression. C, a question word. And D, all of the above. So B is the correct answer here, although you might not be able to see it clearly. Okay, so if you can't see it clearly, then we need to change the drawing. Right?
Shaq is asking what part of the drawing? The facial expression, you mean? You
Yes,
need to have a clear eyebrow?
yes. Yeah, if people can't identify it's a question and can't identify that the facial expression is what's causing the question, then we need to make the question expression more strong.
Sir, can we go up a bit? Can we see, Shaq is asking to scroll up.
Yeah, I'm not saying, hold on. I'm not saying myself as a hearing person, non-Filipino, that the question expression is not clear enough. But if deaf people taking this test could not see that expression,
Sorry, there's lots of chatter. Hold on.
yes, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
There's just a
Let
lot
everybody
of,
talk. We don't need to interpret.
okay. So now I understand if we have a sign like with what or how, question word, who, WH, if tomorrow Tuesday with NMS, that's also a question. So we have to have that NMS present, right? I understand that. So you boy, girl,
Question.
question mark. Well, at first I thought I was wrong with my answer because I said A, but I know my question's wrong because I said A, but
Yeah,
yeah, I get it now. I learned
right,
something today.
right. So anyway, the question word is most important when you have who, what, when, where, how, why. That's a question word is most important. Now the question word also has non-manual expression, but the question word is really indicating the question. But in the sentence like this one, is your close friend a man or a woman? There is no question word. So if you answer, my close friend is a man, there's no change in word order and no question word. So really it's the non-manual expression that's carrying the question here. So even though, yeah, the facial expression. So this is, yeah, I'm sorry, I probably didn't explain it clearly. But in general, linguists think about the primary reason why something happens. Okay, in English, there can be two primary reasons. We can have like change in intonation, which a voice, which is like raising your eyebrows and signing. Okay, or we change the word order. Or we have a question word. So for example, I am going, that's a statement. That's a statement in English. And then Or maybe Ming says, I am going, meaning Ming is going. Okay. So then I ask, Woody asks Ming, you are going? Okay, so that's intonation, no change in word order. Or I can say, are you going? Are you going? When I change the word order. Okay. Now, I could also use a question word like, when are you going? Okay. So in each of those cases, there are different strategies, but one strategy is most important. So this is what I want you to do with your grammatical analysis too. There may be more than one way you can make a question. In sign languages, we don't normally change the word order like, are you going? We don't change the word order like that. Okay, and in many spoken languages too, you can't change the word order. You have to add some kind of question word like question mark. You were going? Question mark. Okay. So I'm sorry I didn't make this more clear earlier. But anyway, if you learn something, that's good. I don't think it will make that much difference for the test. Okay. Okay. All right. So any other questions about this? Okay. This one is more clear that, yes, Scott?
Two things. When we have a WH, we always have that, uh, eyebrow up, lean forward, which is the question, right? So in the answer, you should also have a question like, for example, if it's have,
Yes.
the facial expression also indicates the answer as well. So it's also rhetorical.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, that's just what I learned because before I was kind of confused and like you're done, question or eyebrows up or have or stick.
Right.
So that also can indicate an answer. And also how, what, which, how, what, which, yeah. That also is eliciting a question. So I just see the two now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the future, if we have a test like this, I want you to pick question word if there is a question word. And if there's not a question word, but only facial expression, then I want you to pick facial expression.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Ming?
So from my thinking, when I saw the picture, I saw that there was a slight NMS with a lean forward.
But
It had that, right? Because then
it
that
should have
changes
both.
everything.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should have
then that
both.
changes. Because like when I see this, like, okay, let's look at it.
Yeah.
But if we see that lean forward with the eyebrow, then it is a question. Uh, I saw the body movement there. So Is that similar then? The body movement and a question word?
Well, the body movement is not a question word. It's a non-manual. So non-manual can be shoulders. It can be your eyes. It can be your lips. Like, for example, when you have the sign fat,
Fat.
you have non-manual. You have manual and non-manual. So non-manual is anything that is not on the hands. So it can be shoulders, can be face, can be eyebrows. Like in Thailand, you can sign watch TV. Watch TV continuously. With the pursed lips, okay? So that is non-manual. And we often think of non-manual as like the eyebrows, but it's more than that. Anything that's not on the hands. Okay? So, yeah. And now another thing too is that sometimes in American Sign Language and other sign languages, signs can be non-manual or have a non-manual component that gets moved to the hands. So for example, in American Sign Language, the older sign for compare was only moving the head or moving the eyes. And now the modern sign, you don't really move the head so much, but you move the hands. Okay. So in Providence Island, I think you must have these in Philippine. Iguana. You have sign for iguana? Hmm.
Well, we have a sign for lizard.
Lizard, okay. So anyway, in Providence Island, they have a sign for iguana. Two signs. The oldest sign is this. Where the head moves. And the newest sign is where only the hands move. So that's a typical kind of change, but the fact that you have the head moving, that's non-manual also. Okay? Or the same in Providence Island when you have the sign for cat. Oops, I can't. Kind of like this, but you have to do pss, 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 pss. Okay, so that's non-manual, even though it's voicing, but it's not voicing in the language, it's making a sound. Like PS, PS. Okay. All right. Okay, any more questions on this number 3? Let me go to number 4 here.
Jack is saying, could we have a small break?
Sure, sure.
My brain is a little bit on overload.
That's okay. So's mine. And, you know, whenever you want to take a break, I don't know what I changed here. All right. Okay, let's take a break. It's about 3:13 now. Sorry, 4:13 your time now. So come back at 4:30. Okay, we can go ahead and start, finish up. Number 4. Okay, so grapes like who? I think this was the sentence that was supposed to have don't like. Anyway, let's see if it does or not. Okay, grapes. First sentence in first sign in sentence 4 is a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number.
I see A's.
Yes. The first sign functions as a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
I see C,
C, yes.
object.
Are the grapes doing the eating or is someone eating the grapes? Okay,
Right, C.
careful when you're answering. Okay, the second sign, like. Whoops, that didn't work. All right. The second sign, like, in sentence 4, is A, a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, a number.
I see C.
C is correct. Number 30. The second sign in sentence 4 functions as a subject, a predicate, an object, none of the above.
I see B as in boy.
Yes, predicate. Number 31. The third sign in sentence 4, which is who, is A, a noun, B, a pronoun, C, a verb, D, none of the above.
I see D.
Yeah. Now, some people call WH question words pronouns, but they're not really pronouns in the same sense. So D is the best answer to this one. Okay, the third sign, who, in sentence 4 functions as a subject, B, a predicate, C, an object, D, none of the above.
I see A.
A, that's correct. Who is the subject of that sentence? Sentence number 33. Sentence 4 is a statement, question, command, or other type.
I see Jasmine answering B, Marvin B.
Yes,
Jack B.
B, as in boy. Number 34, the answer to question 32 can be known through A, word order, B, non-manual expression, C, question word. So this may be the same problem as the earlier sentence. But C is the best answer. And in the future, I think I will word the question, the answer to question 32 can be known primarily or mostly. Mostly, and that will make it more clear, I think. Okay. All right, so I will take into consideration your comments, and after I take a look at the test, I'll give you some idea about what I decided to do about those ambiguous questions. Okay. So don't worry about your grades, at least for those questions anyway. but there may be some other places where you had problems, so. Okay, so again, when you're doing the test, think about what is really the subject. The subject does not mean what occurs first. Does not mean what occurs first. It means what or who is doing the action. Okay? And when something is at the beginning of the sentence, you need to make sure, like if you have like grapes eat who, then you need to say, is grapes doing something? No, no, something is eating the grapes. So grapes cannot be the subject. Okay? So a lot of people, when they're doing linguistics, they get in the habit of thinking subject, object, verb, or subject, verb, object. But that doesn't always happen. Okay. All right. So any questions or comments? Yes, sure.
So after this discussion with Dr. Woody, I'm now thinking about November 29th, day what?
Mm-hmm.
That example. So the answer is Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday this way. Wednesday or
Mm-hmm.
Thursday. And then the answer is, well, the analysis is predicate because it's an adjective. Sorry.
Right. Right.
Sorry. Now, predicate noun.
Yes.
So it's separate from a WH question. Basically, it's just on its own, and it can be used as an adjective, is what you're saying, Dr. Woody.
Which sign again?
So it was the question November 29th to, or 28th to 29th is what day? And then the answer is Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday. So the analysis is that it's predicate, predicate adjective. Is that correct?
If it's Wednesday, that means predicate noun. Predicate noun. Yeah.
Oh, so they're
Could be
both
two.
nouns. Yeah. Not an adjective. Okay.
Oh,
Because if we use black and white, those are adjectives. So I'm trying to figure out what's the difference then. Black and white versus Wednesday, Thursday.
okay. You can't tell about the adjective or noun unless you think about meaning. So a day, today, tomorrow, yesterday, Wednesday, morning, afternoon, these are more like nouns. Okay, but black, white, now black and white can be a noun too, but if you say, I like black, then that's a noun because it functions as the object. But if you say my hair is black. My hair black. Yeah, or in signing. Okay, then that talks about describing the hair. So an adjective, okay, an adjective describes a noun. But we look first at the function of what something is doing. So, do you like candy? Okay, so what do you like? Yeah, yeah, noun.
Noun, noun.
Right. So if I say, do you like black? Then that's a noun too. It functions in
Noun.
the same way. But if I say, do you like black clothes? Then it's an
Adjective.
adjective because it modifies clothes. Clothes is the object. Does that make sense? So each sentence, when you're doing the analysis, you have to look at the sentence and analyze that particular sentence. For example, if I say, like I did, I think yesterday, what is drink? D-R-I-N-K. Okay, drink depends on how it's used. I drink Diet Coke. Okay, so it is functioning as a verb in that sentence. Okay, but if you say, I had 3 drinks last night, we know it's a noun because it functions as the object and it also takes the plural. So when you're often taught grammar in school, you're taught a noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. You may have been taught that, okay? But then someone can say, okay, what about love? Is love a person, place, or thing? So, well, it's none of those really. And then what you need to do is say, how does love function in the sentence? Like, my father loved me. Okay, that's a verb. Okay, but my father gave me lots of love. Well, it's a noun. It's a noun. Gave me what? So it functions as the object. So these are the things you need to look at in each sentence. So what linguists do is look at the function of each word in each sentence. Okay, so we'll talk about it more when we meet again. Okay, but I think the midterm will help you on the final exam and you'll get a good grade on the final. And I'll try to give you the best grade I can with the ambiguous questions. Okay, so next Tuesday, then we will work again on lesson 6. All right. Yes,
This is
Shah.
Shah.
Yes.
Yesterday, sir, we had missed something that we were going to discuss in lesson 4. We went ahead with lesson 6. We mentioned that it was already completed by the group, but we might have some other things to ask you regarding lesson 4.
Sure, sure. And, you know, you may do lesson 7 and then come back and say, I don't know about lesson 3. We should go back and discuss lesson 3. Because something in lesson 7 may tell you something about lesson 3. I mean, I don't know. It's just like you thought you finished 4, and then something made you think, oh, we need to discuss more about lesson 4. So don't ever think that any lesson is finished, that we think it's finished, but we may have some question later. You know, so anyway, I'm just saying, at any time you have questions, ask. Okay? Yeah. So on Tuesday then, is everybody okay next week for, sorry, Tuesday is the 8th. Okay, everything looks good. So we'll start off with your questions. Yami, what did you say? I think Yami had a question. Or maybe not. Okay, so you tell me where you want to start on Tuesday. We can start with lesson 4 or lesson 6. Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, not Tuesday. Tuesday is non-working holiday. Non-working
Okay, that's
holiday.
what I need to know because I didn't know that. So no class on Tuesday then, right? Tuesday the 8th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This
Jasmine.
is Jasmine. I just want to make a comment about the tests, sir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as a group, we didn't have a PowerPoint to refer to. We just had the test, correct? So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
it gave me some realization because without the PowerPoint, we had to really go back on our lessons
Mm-hmm.
and really understand them. We found actually that in some cases there were some errors that we had to fix. So it got me thinking about the analysis. When we have like a paper copy, it makes it a lot easier to edit, but sometimes, you know, for the testing, just the feedback for the testing, for a paper exam, it makes it easier to go back on the test because we can physically go back and forth. But
Yes.
for a virtual or online test, it's just a little bit more of a challenge because it's harder to go back on. So just to let you know about that, sir.
No, that's fine. But I mean, I don't mind giving a paper test, but I don't know how to do it online. So if you have suggestion about how to do the test next time, that's fine.
Nat has a comment.
Yes. Mhm.
So this is related to Jasmine. Perhaps it would be better if we can, just as a suggestion, have all the tests in one file and just have more time. That way we don't have to fuss around with, uh, having to open the attachment and going to the next test. Perhaps that's one way we can resolve it, just to have the test all at once.
But it's still going to be online though, right?
Yes, sir. Jasmine saying yes.
Right. So, I mean, it doesn't really resolve what Jasmine was talking about. I mean, we can have all of the tests online and more time. The reason why we weren't doing that is I talked with Teshi, and she wanted you not to be able to just copy the answer from the PowerPoint. So one way we thought about doing it was to give the test in parts. Okay. So let's bring Teshi into this conversation and see what she wants you to do. But she's the supervisor for the program. And I'm happy to change. If there's a way I could come in and give you each a test on paper, I would do that, but there's no way I can do that. Okay? I mean, I like teaching you both in person and online, but I will say that I think teaching is much more effective in person than online. Okay? Especially
Yes,
for
sir.
some courses, but there's no way we can do that now. I mean, I can't even enter the Philippines. If I leave Vietnam, I can't come back in. So there's no way I can travel at present. So if you have suggestions, then we should talk about that.
Shaq has his hand up.
Yes, Jacques. Maybe to show how we do the taxes together.
There's a suggestion about using Google Form. Because it has a function where you can do a preview. So you can actually go back on your tests. But I don't know, that's just another suggestion possibly. So we'd still keep the time element of it. But
No, I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
we just use
Sorry,
Google Form.
Yeah, so anything is fine with me. Do you know this sign in ASL? I don't know you have it or not in Filipino Sign Language. I take it you don't have it.
Yeah, we don't know.
That
What's
means
that, sir?
totally incompetent. Okay, so anything to do with tests, Google Forms, tests online. So anyone who can help with this. So I think the best thing to do is talk with Teshi and Christian. Yes. You know, I'm just basically trying to do the test online and trying to follow Teshi's suggestion that means how do we control your copying, or not your copying, but anyone's copying the information instead of doing the test. You know, so if you work that out with Christian and Teshi, maybe talk with Christian first and then come up with a solution, and then let Christian go to Teshi and talk with Teshi and get her approval. Once they approve, I'll approve anything. Okay.
Sounds good, sir.
But don't ask me to make a Google Forms test, because as I said, what is it, this one? Totally. Okay. All right, so then I think it's about time for us to close. No test on, no class on Tuesday, the 8th, right? We start again on the 9th. Okay. Do you want to start with lesson 4 or 6? We can change, but. Patrick's saying move to Monday. On Peeps, yeah, Peeps is saying move to Monday. Let me check to make sure. Monday the 7th is okay?
Ember, are you okay on Monday?
Okay.
I'm available.
Let me see here. Okay. Oops. Okay, if we do class 3 days next week, we'll be almost finished with the course. So it's up to you.
Most people are okay with Monday. Bay, the
Okay.
interpreter, is fine on Monday. We just have to check with Miss Ember.
What about Ray? I think he has a comment.
No, Ray just has a comment to Peeps. So I think Monday, we're all good for Monday. Even the interpreters are good.
Okay.
I'm just writing it down one moment.
Ming and then Ray.
So Monday is our class. Tuesday is a holiday. But I'm just concerned about the internet. Is that going to be an issue?
On Monday, you mean?
Yeah. So this is Ray. So Monday is our class, since we have it's a working holiday on Tuesday. but I'm just wondering if there's going to be any internet problems if we move the date. And some people say no. Some people it's just the same thing. Don't worry about the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
Yami, sorry, we'll go to Ray first. Just to let you know, I just remembered my schedule is Wednesday, Tuesday. So every Monday and Friday from 4 to 6 I teach, so I don't think I can be there on for the whole class on Monday. So Ray has a slight conflict.
okay. Well, my suggestion is not try to rush it, give ourselves a little more time and do you have everything you need? What? You have everything you need? Just have class on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the following week, we'll have class maybe 2 days. And then we're
Sorry.
finished. So again, have class 2 days next week. 2 days. Wednesday and Thursday. And then the following week, we have 2 days of class, can be Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. The second week. So we have basically 3.5 to 4 days more of class. No more than 4 more days of class. So you can spread it over 2 weeks. That'll give you more time to do the work. You can do work on the day we're not, you can meet with, small groups, things like that. Yeah, okay, so let's meet next week, Wednesday and Thursday. And then my phone's going dead, my battery is going dead. So next week, Wednesday and Thursday, and then on Wednesday, we will talk about when you want to have the last 2 days of class and when you want to have the last quiz and the last midterm. Okay, but do try to talk with Christian and Teshi about how you want to do the next quiz and midterm. The quiz is not so important because it's shorter, but the next final, sorry, not midterm, the final. I'm getting old. I can't remember any words anymore. Okay.
You rest now, sir. It's okay.
Okay.
Is that your wife, sir?
Yes. Say hello. No. She's rushing around like crazy today, trying to get to the bank before it closes. She sent me to the bank. I have to go to the bank today. So she gives me some things to do. And I thought I can do them for her, but the bank will not let me. They say she has to come in person. So I do my things and then she has to go back. Okay. Well, if you have anybody in your prayers, pray for the U.S. because the U.S. is in big trouble with Trump. He's good sign. Good sign for Trump. Yeah, he really not accepting the election, and I'm afraid there's going to be violence. So I don't know. We won't find out really until January, but between now and January 20th, it's going to be problem. So we'll see what happens. Okay, fortunately, I'm not in the US. So. Okay. All right, so see you then on Wednesday. And again, don't forget to talk with Christian and Teshin. Okay, I won't have the final until you make a decision, but okay. All right, now I'll let you know on Wednesday if anyone had any problem, any real problems on the test, the midterm. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Woody. Thank you, Dr.
See
Woody.
you
Thank you,
Tuesday.
interpreter.
See you Wednesday. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, sir.